Welcome back, survivors. Shaywan here. In today's video, I'm going to teach you everything that there is to know about the Rock Drake. I'm going to teach you how to tame, where to find, what's a level, how to use, how to PvP, and so much more. Right? This guy is absolutely broken for reasons you probably don't even know about, and I'm going to teach you all of that. So make sure you stick around to the end. Also, we're going to be going over the easiest way to get this guy's eggs because there's a couple difficult ways to get it. We like things easy peasy, right? I'm all about making your lives easier. So first off is preparation, okay? What we actually need to tame the Rock Drake. So some of the things that we're going to need is going to be Nameless venom. This is what you're going to need to raise the Rock Drake when he is a baby. He or she is a baby. Okay. You also need an egg incubator so that way we can actually hatch the Rock Drake eggs that is powered. We're going to need hazmat gear. Okay, so that way we can actually go down in the cave and go get some stuff. And then I would recommend a Bloodstalker, but you could really do this with like anything. Shadow Mains are also very easy. Just Bloodstalkers are easy and a lot of people have them because a lot of people like to tame them really early on. So one of the first things we're going to cover is Nameless venom, how you get Nameless venom and how to preserve it. So you can use a preserving bin, right, with spark powder and stuff in it to keep the Nameless venom from spoiling a lot longer. And you can also increase this time using preserving salt. So as you can see here, it's at 13 minutes left, and I throw some spark powder in it, and then boom, we're at 4 or 5 hours, right, with some preserving salt. No preserving salt, we're at 2 hours. So that's something nice to know, okay? So now how do you actually go get Nameless venom? So if you come to these coordinates on the map, 57 latitude, 85 longitude, just across the street pretty much from the sulfur flats over in the lava biome on Fjordor, where you're going to find these 2 crystals on this cave, okay? And this is how you know you've found it, okay? You can also get Nameless venom by killing them, but this is just much simpler and you get a lot more. And this cave is very important to know on this map for a multitude of different reasons. First off, all gem spawns in here, blue, green, and red spawn in here. You have crystals that spawn in here. You also have drops that spawn in here, red loot drops, which is nice, XP multipliers, okay? And it's also at the very back of this cave, there is the spawn location for the Mehopithecus. So this is a very important cave to know for Fjordor, okay? But also, if you come to these little orange glowy rocks right here, this is 1x, you can farm Nameless venom, right? And one rock with a 1x on a primitive pickaxe is about what you need to, like 10 Nameless venom is pretty much good to raise it to the baby stage or juvenile stage for a Rock Drake, so that's pretty much fine. You can also take a Doedicurus in here and slap one of these rocks and you'll get like hundreds. So that's if you really don't want to worry about that at all. Alright, so once we've got all that good stuff set up, the Nameless venom and everything, okay, you're going to want to come to 41.4 latitude and 49.4 longitude in Asgard on Fjordor. We're going to come right down here, and this is by far the easiest way in the game to get Rock Drake eggs. You're literally just going to want to take your Bloodstalker, and you're going to see this like little cave right here. This is how you know you've found it. It's in like this purplish biome. So literally, dude, it's so simple. You're just going to take your Bloodstalker down here, and yeah, we're just going to go and farm Rock Drake eggs. I will note that this cave has radiation damage, not for your dinosaurs, which is kind of weird, but for the actual player, it is radiation damage, so that's why you have to wear a hazmat suit. But as you can see, like right here, bro, like we've been in here for 2 seconds. At the very front gate, there's already 1 Rock Drake egg, and you're just going to pick this up, and then boom, congratulations, you've just got yourself a Rock Drake, okay? The Bloodstalker is very good for getting like 1 or 2 Rock Drakes and getting out. If you want to come in here with like a Rex or something and kill all the Rock Drakes and just get all of the eggs, because there is like gotta be at least 10 Rock Drake egg spawn locations that are down in here, and this place is just absolutely filled with Rock Drake eggs, so it's much easier to get than Aberration, so way easier to get. I mean, you can literally just come down in here and snatch an egg and then just say goodbye. I mean, look at this, I've gotten 3, not any problem at all. Right, easiest place in the game to get an egg. If you're not coming to Fjordor to tame Rock Drakes, then you're actually trolling. And if you're not taming Rock Drakes either, you're actually trolling because now they're super easy to get and super useful, especially endgame. So now let's go and raise our Rock Drake. So all we're gonna do is put it in the egg incubator. I have really quick egg incubation speed just to make things go faster. Right, boom, level 15. Nothing phenomenal, but we'll take it. Right. And you're just going to sit here and throw all your Nameless venom inside of him. And then bada boom, bada bing. That is it. Okay. Congratulations. You've just tamed yourself a Rock Drake. So now all we got to do is go through the raising process. Right. Just keep him full of Nameless venom. so that way he eats it. And then once he gets a little bit older, you can start feeding him meat and stuff, so that's very, very nice. Alright, so now let's go over the juicy stuff about the Rock Drakes and the stats that you're going to be looking for. There's two main stats that matter on the Rock Drake. That's going to be melee damage and health. So as far as health goes, okay health on a perfect 190 Rock Drake, you're going to be looking at 7,000. Good health, you're going to be looking at 8,000. And great health, you're going to be looking at 9,000. Okay, doing a quick evaluation on this guy. This dude's health is, obviously he's a 187 because you can't get 190 on Dodex. But he's 187, so very, very close to 190, right? 4,800 health is absolute dog shit, right? But that's because if you go and look at the melee damage, all those points went into melee damage. This is one of the hardest hitting Rock Drakes I've ever seen. It's probably the hardest hitting Rock Drake I've ever seen. 385. So, okay melee damage on a 190 Rock Drake, you're going to be looking at 250. Good melee damage on a 190 Rock Drake, you're going to be looking at 300. And great phenomenal melee damage is 350. So 350 alone is pretty rare on a 190. So considering the fact that this guy has 385 melee damage is nuts, bro. That is retarded, but he actually has no health to make up for it. So that's very interesting. So as far as what to level, it depends. Typically, if you're trying to be the most competitive thing possible, you want to get the stamina up to 3k on this guy. So I'd put as many points as you can to at least 2,500. I go 3k, right? And then I'd put the rest in health. The reason why is because where this guy gets really competitively viable is if you put the tech saddle on, and for that, the melee damage doesn't scale with the tech turret, the tech damage. And so you kind of just want to stay like with, you know, you kind of want to just have as much health as possible to survive turrets and, you know, whatever comes your way. But if you're a PvEer or looking to go meat farm, or, you know, sometimes you can wind up in certain scenarios to where you're attacking players and with your left click attack on the Rock Drake, and therefore the melee damage can be very, very good. So it really depends. I would personally, if it was me though, I would be leveling up health and stamina, because that's where this guy absolutely shines. So one thing to note is the Rock Drake has two saddles. He has his tech saddle and his normal saddle. Okay, there is no difference between the two, except the tech saddle has a couple unique, interesting abilities. But let's go over the normal saddle's abilities first. So first off, the Rock Drake is an absolute beast, right? You can get him up to really high health, really high melee damage. He's kind of like a wyvern in that sense, where he has a lot of health and a lot of melee damage. So very, very strong. Okay, very, very strong creature. Okay, so one of the interesting things about the Rock Drake is that he can fly on maps that you're not supposed to fly on, like Gen 1 and also Aberration, so you can like fly and glide around, so that's very, very nice. His left click attack isn't very special, but this does do, it's a considerable blight. I mean, it does very good damage, I'm not gonna lie to you. Nothing crazy like Giga, but a lot more like a Wyvern hit or Rex attack. So his next ability is his right click ability. So if you click right click, it does nothing at first, but if you see in the top right, I have level ups available, but it puts a little paw icon, and this means you could climb up walls, which is very, very nice. The problem is when you have this ability activated, you cannot like regain stamina, so you need to be conscious of this. But you could also climb walls and just sit on walls, and you will not lose stamina if you just sit on a wall while climbing on it. So that's very, very nice, something to note. This guy also has a nice little jump, right? He can jump not really crazy high, but he can jump, so that's interesting. His crouch ability is also very, very good. If you press your crouch button, you completely go invisible, and this stays while you fly. This stays while you pretty much do everything besides when you fire tech cannons. So this is very, very nice. It just uses a little bit more stamina. This is now probably his, besides the wall climbing, this is probably his best ability, is if you are gliding, you can go very, very fast while you are flying around the map. You'll go to crosshair, you left click when you get that crosshair, and you do like a super dash, right? And that like sends you at supersonic speeds to whatever you want to go towards, okay? So this is very, very strong as well, and will help you transport across all maps really, really quick. As you can see, I mean, this is really, really fast. So now let's go over the absolute godforsaken brokenness of this guy. If you hit control, you can equip the tech saddle, right? After that, left click shoots bullets, right? You get 25 shots per one element that you put into the tech saddle, so that's very, very nice. It's the exact same as all the other tech creatures, but let me show you why this is absolutely nuts. And this stumps all of the other tech creatures out the water, because the Rock Drake, whenever he takes turrets, whenever he gets shot by turrets, they shoot him like in the middle of his chest, like around here, like this area. Okay, they don't shoot him in his head where the tech bullets are coming out of. So what this effectively means is you can scale up walls. This makes raiding cliff bases or oh my god, Genesis 1 asteroids very easy, because you could come and, like, hypothetically say there's a base on the other side of this. You can come and just shoot over the wall like this and not get shot at by the turrets. And this is really, really, really broken, because effectively you could wipe an entire cliff plats bases with little to no resistance at all. Asteroid bases you could wipe with little to no resistance at all, just because of how well you are able to cheese. Because like these turrets that I would hypothetically be shooting at right here would not be shooting at me back, because they'd want to be shooting at the chest, but I'm shooting from my head. So it's very, very broken, and it's highly worth having a Rock Drake. I slept on a Rock Drakes for a long time until I learned this, because I thought they sucked, and they generally in PvP they're not the best. But considering the fact that you could literally wipe like cliff plat bases if they're not built perfectly, which most people aren't building cliff plat bases or really any base perfect at all, or asteroid bases perfect. I mean, look at this. How are you gonna compete against this? If there's a base down there and they have turrets, they're done. They're done. I don't have no soaking, no nothing. So it's really, really broken. I would highly recommend for everybody to go get a Rock Drake, especially if you're planning on raiding a cliff plat or an asteroid base, just because you'll probably be able to wipe their base without even having one turret bullet fired at you, which is just so broken. It's not even fair. Obviously, this is very endgame, but this is really, really strong. So definitely go get a Rock Drake sometime during your wipe, especially if you have tech. So that's pretty much it for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys did, please leave a like and subscribe, because that would mean the absolute world to me. Currently on a mission to reach 500 subscribers, right? We're currently at like 468. You guys have been killing it with the support recently. We're so close. But yeah, other than that, peace out, and may God bless you all.